Today, I'm back with another mega physical media challenge video for you all. Today, I've created the November movie challenge and you all can participate. If you're a fellow BlueTuber, you can complete this challenge by posting a video on your channel. Or if you're an audience member, you can actually complete this challenge in the comments below. But basically how this November challenge works is there are some rules. So let me go over those. You're gonna have to pull a title for each letter in the word November. So N-O-V-E-M-B-E-R. Not only that, we have to stick to a theme here, and that's basically pulling a title that deals with either family, friendship, or thankfulness in some way. Also, I'm not going to be including any horror titles or spooky titles because that was for October's challenge, so I'm going to leave those out of this one. Also, I'm not going to pull any title that starts with the word the, and I'm not going to pull any collection of titles. So those are the rules when you're completing this challenge. But as I go through this challenge myself, you'll see exactly what I mean. So let's start with the first letter, N for November. I'm going to have to pull Nobody. Yes, I really like this movie. You basically got Bob Odenkirk playing the average family man, the dad here. He doesn't really get a whole lot of respect from his family, which is kind of sad. But basically he's just doing a typical day job, but then something happens, right? His daughter's bracelet gets stolen. He goes on a quest basically to get that back, but then he gets in all sorts of shenanigans, starts picking fights with people maybe he shouldn't. So there's some amazing action sequences in here. Definitely some really cool fighting choreography. But then it gets really out of hand. And if you're a big action movie, you're going to love this one. But I had to pull this title just with that initial premise of him being kind of the typical average family dad. And once again, going on that quest for his daughter to get that bracelet back. But then, like I said, it goes bonkers and you totally get an awesome movie out of it. But that's going to be for the letter N. Now on to the letter O. And that's going to be the title, Old, an M. Night Shyamalan film. Now, I actually enjoy this one. It's like a suspense thriller movie. I really like the premise here. Basically, what would happen if you age rapidly. And it shows these different families on the beach and what they're basically going through in terms of, oh my goodness, what is happening? Why is everybody aging so quickly? What do they start to regret? What do the relationships look like? All really an interesting premise of an idea there. Now, by the time you get to the ending, I actually thought it was all right. Some people don't like the ending. Some people don't like the movie overall. I actually really liked how it was filmed. I thought it was kind of different. So I enjoyed this one. Not top tier Shyamalan, not bottom tier. I would say it's around the mid tier range. But having that idea of these different families on the beach, they're all aging rapidly, and what that would look like. I mean, oh my goodness, just that idea of age and time and what it means, and just, you know, being around your family. Really, really cool idea for a movie. So how to pull Old for the O letter. All right, next we're on to V, and I didn't have a lot of V titles, so this one was a little bit more tough. Now, there is an obvious V title out there for November, which I'm sure somebody else is going to pull, but I didn't have it in my collection. I'm like, how don't I have that movie in my collection? That would have been a perfect choice. So I had to work with what I got, and so I went with Valley Girl. Now, I really like this movie because I'm a big musical fan, and if you like 80s music, you're going to really enjoy it. But basically, you got this relationship that kind of defies the parents because the parents don't want this couple together. So you do get a little bit of, you know, family drama dynamic in there with that. And then you got this new relationship forming here. So they're kind of creating their own family in a way. Yeah, maybe it's a stretch, but I had to pull a V title, and this is what I had in my collection. So there we go, Valley Girl for V. But once again, I really like this movie. If you haven't seen this movie and you're a musical fan, definitely check that one out. All right, next, going with the first E letter, and oh, this was a no-brainer. I had to pull this title, and that's going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once, my second favorite movie of the year, right behind Top Gun Maverick. This movie is so bonkers and just super weird, but it's an awesome title. I love how it's all put together. You got everything in here. you got action, you got drama, you got romance, you got comedy, and yeah, it's kind of just super strange and all over the place, so maybe not everybody's gonna love this one. I understand it's a weird title, it's an A24 title, but I really like this one, and it does come back to a family drama by the end of it, and just these kind of relationships the family members have with each other. I mean, this is a perfect one, even for Mother's Day. I mean, you're gonna get choked up with this one. You might get a little teary-eyed. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it is a family drama. Of course, it has all the bonkerness kind of around it as well, which to me makes it a really thrilling, fun movie. But like I said, it goes back to the family by the end of it, so I really enjoy this movie. So had to pull that one for sure, and that was an awesome slipcover. Alright, next on to the letter M, and I'm going to pull another family drama title here, and this is going to be Minari, another A24 title. Now, this is a foreign language film, so just know that, but I did really like this one. This one felt very raw and realistic to me. I thought there were some really good performances here. The grandma was fantastic, and I believe she got an Oscar for her performance. The little kid is really good too in this movie. But just to see all their kind of relationship dynamics back and forth, I mean, once again, it just felt very real. And by the time this movie ends, it isn't the most happiest, joyful of endings, so I can see where some people would get turned off by it. But I like that idea of the Minari plant being kind of able to still thrive in really difficult situations and unlikely of circumstances. You still got this Minari plant being able to grow, and I really like that theme and message of the movie. So I totally got it by the end of it, so I enjoyed it on my first time watch. I did quite enjoy Minari. So if you like foreign language movies, family dramas, I think you might enjoy this one too. Alright, next we are on to B now. And now B, I had so many titles to choose from. I'm like, okay, what am I going to pick? Because I have a lot of B titles that deal with family. But, you know, I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man. I got to pull at least one superhero title. And so I went with, of course, Black Panther. Yes, and I really like this Steelbook too. But every time I watch this movie, it gets better and better. And you do have a focus on family. Of course, you got Black Panther and his sister, Shuri, I believe. I might be saying it wrong. I do apologize. But then you have all the family drama with that as well. You know, what happened with the uncle and, you know, Killmonger's dad and all that stuff that was covered up. And then that kind of comes back to haunt, you know, Black Panther later on. So I like that family drama dynamic there, and just kind of see these siblings battle with each other with different points of views too, like different ideologies. I mean, they both care for their people in a certain kind of way, but they want to go about it differently, interacting with the world at large. And it's kind of cool to see that difference in just kind of philosophy play out. So I really enjoyed Black Panther. Of course, it's a superhero movie. Get a lot of awesome action sequences, great acting talent involved as well. And every time I watch this one, it gets better and better. So I'm really excited to see how kind of all of that drama carries over into the sequel, Wakanda Forever, which is coming out soon. So that's why I was just kind of really excited about all the Black Panther stuff right now. So I had to pull this title. So really enjoy this one. Gets better every time I watch it. So that's the letter B. All right, next on to our second E, because we already had our first E. Now we're on to our second one. Oh, and I had to pull this one. Yes, I did. And this is going to be E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Of course, you got little E.T. there, who's basically left by his family and his species. And he wants to phone home. He just wants to get home to his family. But he does discover another family on Earth, the human family that takes him in, and they're so, you know, just, they include him a part of the family, right? They get a costume for him for Halloween, get some candy, and so really he gets to even develop into a new family almost. But then, of course, he still wants to phone home, still wants to get back to, of course, his original family. So I just really like this story. Great movie, directed by the GOAT, Steven Spielberg. I mean, this movie is a perfect movie to watch with the whole family. You can't go wrong with some E.T. So how to pull this movie for the second letter E. All right, next, I'm on to R. And R was a little bit tougher because I couldn't think of a movie that I had that started with the letter R that dealt a lot with family. But then I started to think about friendship and like when kind of friendship becomes a family. And so I went with this title. And I pulled a Red Dawn. And look at that all-star cast there. Fantastic. But basically, you got these people that are just, don't really, know each other, just know each other slightly at the beginning, kind of students, but then they have to fight back against a very strong force that's trying to take them over, and they basically create kind of their own family with these friendships and bonds, and basically in a survival kind of mode, working together. Once again, to fight back against oppressors, and they call themselves the Wolverines. And so I thought, okay, you know what? Friendship, bond, right there. I mean, they have those connections, kind of like a family, that they grow together, and you can see kind of, how they change over time and different things they learn. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make it work for this letter R with Red Dawn. So that's the title I chose to finish up the whole word November. But now you let me know in the comments below. First, do you think I completed this November challenge? Was I able to justify everything with the rules I set up? But then also, if you haven't completed the challenge yet, definitely leave that again in the comments below. Or if you're a Bluetuber out there, definitely go ahead and take on this challenge and post this video out to your channel. I want to see all these different picks because I know I had some, unique picks in there, and I know everybody's going to have some really interesting picks with spelling out November. And so I just want to compare all these lists because that's where we get the great movie discussions going. So yeah, definitely let's do that and just all complete this challenge and have a great time talking some movies. And if you're visiting the channel for the very first time and you love collecting physical media and being part of this awesome league of mega film fans, make sure you subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics.
Wow, that looks really good.
And if you enjoyed this physical media topic video, click another video to see more. Also like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.